So I'm an artist, I'm a feminist, and I'm a practice-based researcher. So most of my works, though not all of them, try to reflect women's lives and experiences. And I think that often we shy away from asking questions about our environment, thinking, who am I to ask questions? But as an artist, I feel responsible. I feel a responsibility to ask questions and to seek answers. So my practice is interdisciplinary, and the mediums I choose to work with are specifically chosen to suit the subjects that I'm researching, and this should become clear as the slides progress. This work was a research into the subject of human trafficking, and victims of human trafficking are often lost in society's shadows. Many of them are never identified or assisted, and the work examines the relationship between identity and globalisation, consumerism, and people as a commodity. I used a range of mediums, including video, audio, digital coding, text, graffiti, and olfactory elements. It was situated within inside a 30-foot shipping container. This fully interactive work allowed the audience no escape from the messages and uncomfortable, disturbing messages that were being sent to them. The audience could further react they could interact with the work through scanning the QR codes with their smartphones, and this would take them directly to websites, images, statistics, government information, and trafficking websites. The research took about 4 months to conduct, and the work itself took about 5 months to develop and create. So yeah, this is what a feminist looks like, and I'm clearly wearing my disguise tonight. During the making of this piece, I worked alongside a stone sculptor called Bruce Walker from Kirrimuir, and the male workers from Denfin Stone Quarry and Yard in Winnickie and Angus. This work wasn't so much a piece of academic research as a response to the relationship between our immediate communities and effects of globalisation. So in very simple terms, it followed the idea of the worldwide campaign Think Globally, Act Locally, which looks at investing back into our local communities. The stone used in this piece of work, some of it is fossilised and dates over 100 million years old, was excavated from a small family-owned quarry in Winnickie and was specifically chosen for this reason. Because I'm very much interested in lived experiences and trying to translate that into artworks, one area of interest to me is the use of haptic film. So haptic film utilises images on screen to evoke powerful body memories, allowing us not only to visually see and recognise objects on the film screen, but to allow us to physically feel what is being shown to us through our body memory. The next work, which is the mirrors that you'll see alongside there, was a piece of research that I carried out on cosmetic female genital surgery. The work also confronts the use of the female hand mirror, looking at changes from the 1960s and 70s to when women were encouraged to use hand mirrors to connect and get to know their bodies, to now they're encouraged to take these same mirrors to find fault and critique. Using actual comments made by women in the research and including negative comments said to them about their genitals. The work shows how the demeanour of shame and embarrassment shifts from private incidents and settings to the way that women often feel in their everyday lives, and how this shame becomes a mirror through which women often view and experience their bodies. Many of the women contributing to the research believe cosmetic genital surgery to be not only understandable but also unavoidable as a course of action, not because they sought perfection, but because they wished to be normal. I also displayed this work alongside a piece titled I Only Love You When You Look Good, which examined women's relationship with hair. The video and the hairy box used real human female hair, but was designed in a slightly phallic shape to give it a bit of a twist, but also an attempt to confront particular society norms that reassert strictly binary understandings of sex and gender. The last few slides I'm going to show you are from my latest piece of research into the silence that surrounds sexual violence and street harassment of women. I spent 3 months with a group of young women from Forth Valley area and the information gathered from our meetings, our interviews and a poetry making workshop was brought to realisation in the form of a written thesis, a studio work and a book of narrative poetry. The narrative poetry is at the back. The book of poetry was created using the language that emerged from the research authored by myself, but inspired by the words of the woman who gave their trust to be part of this work. Alongside these poems was a sculptural piece, which is part of it, a work made in glass, a material that undergoes a metamorphosis from a volatile combination of sand and heat in order to reach an inert, intractable, solid matter. Inscribed on the glass are words that have been spoken by women themselves. And while the material's refractory qualities reveal the purposeful public nature of the language, its transparency also reflects the vulnerability of the words, normally only spoken discreetly within the domestic sphere. In its sculptural form, the glass represents these opposing but related worlds of private and public, open and hidden. Real words, language, etched on its brilliant surface, seem to be the appropriate medium in which to convey these ideas. One of the benefits of combining academic research with creative practice for me is its ability to reach a wider audience. Although findings are condensed in artistic form, it does not minimise its ability to help audience connect with aspects of social reality. Creative works often evoke emotions and produce connections that create a scene that feels truthful and which can inspire political or socially conscious action. Using creative practice within the research process allows for a potential to make our findings more accessible and to convey the complexity of the observed world. In this work, the glass can be fragile, but it is its inherent tangible durability here that interrupts the silence.